Not yet.
Hey, underground.
Hell yeah.
New anthem.
Are you gonna be on the show?
My brother.
Yeah. Stick around, be on the show. All right. Woo. Woo. Yeah, we got Gypsy for 5 seconds on the show. Hello, folks. I don't know if you can hear us now.
It's the best show in the world. Make sure you call in.
Welcome to the Artfest show. Call in. Good luck calling in. You got to know the number to call in, but yeah. That was, of course, start with our guest who just showed up. We got Gypsy. That was from Music and Mayhem with Jon Russell and many other projects. He also works with, of course, our homeboy from APR Studios and Productions, Brad Phipps, and Mischief, and all of those folks at Music and Mayhem with Jon Russell, which you probably saw right before the Artfest show here. Tonight, our special guest, Mark, coming on just for a minute. So you see some behind the scenes there.
Yeah, I'm his cameraman. I'm the one that makes all the Jigglely Stuff Go here and there, and
that's right.
Doing it for a number of years.
Tonight's Artfest show opening credits, we have to give you that track here again from Conversation Suicide, one of our main house bands on the Artfest show. It's called Tattoo My Fist. And it goes out to Danny Lopez, who has not yet made it on the show, but will, as one of the exciting members of Conversation Suicide, guitarist, singer, songwriter, along with Phlegm, guitarist, bass, and songwriter and singer. We also have Cross, who plays the drums. Again. That was Tattoo My Fist. And it's going to actually be an MMA fight song. That's the great news.
Wow.
Passion, who has her own show here on this Access Tucson, we all know and love. She's going to get us hooked up where before they come out, it's going to be like, in your head, tattoo my fist. Oh, tattoo my fist on your face. It's going to be awesome. If you heard some of the track there, it's a high energy. Some people say we sound like Suicidal Tendencies on that one. I don't know. Yes, I know, it's cheesy self-promotion, the house band, yet another Phlegm band. I'm sorry, folks, I'm hitting this town from 7 bands because this town doesn't pay money to musicians. We can't talk about prices, but we can say, hey, club owners, let's start paying money to the people who pay for gas, transporting equipment, strings, breaking drum heads, guitars, instruments, amplifiers, all these things, and put on a great show. Bands work their butts off in this town.
They
Tucson
do. They really
club
do.
owners, if you're watching this, it's 12 midnight Friday or it's 2 a.m. Saturday night and you're drunk and bored. You came home from your club and you're like, what's on Access Tucson? That fucking Phlegm guy? What the shit? Well, I'm challenging you. Start paying us. At least give us a bar tab. We bring in drinkers. Our friends and most musicians are alcoholics. It's true.
You know.
So we bring in drinkers even if it's just our own band. And yes, it's true. There's some bands that shouldn't be playing out. They're not tight enough yet. Whatever. So don't hire those bands. But the ones that you do hire, like my bands and many others in this town, pay us something.
Particularly this band. It's
particularly my band.
Yeah.
Which is San Cordelio. Woohoo! We'll be zooming in on this later. I just again want to thank Mark. Very important to making this show a hell of a lot more accessible and watchable for y'all who enjoy the art and music scene. Behind me, you'll see some of the art tonight. The famous Shut Up and Ride art that's been stenciled onto Phlegm's cigarette machine, obviously supporting death and Black Death around Tucson, as I do end up having to give out a lot of smokes to these crazy musicians I hang out with. They never have tobacco, they never have weed, they never have alcohol, nor do I usually. But that's one way you can pay us. Give us drugs, club owners. I'm just kidding. Tonight's show, woo, let's get back to that. Studio audience, woo! The Artfest show! Mark, again, thanks for coming out. But I do have a guest tonight, live, Gary Coleman, who has a show called The Gary Coleman Show, funnily enough. And we also have another guest here who came over from Shot in the Dark, works with Occupy Erica, I believe, right?
Occupy Erica and John McClane.
And John McClane himself, who I think was a state senator or some crap.
Mayoral candidate and business owner.
Business owner, who did do some things with Occupy. There was some kind of drama at some point, but I think he's back still supporting. Okay. And it's always a little scary because you have to have some of the 99%ers supporting the 1%. And so there's always going to be political infighting with that. But that's a whole nother story. Did you want to also have a guest spot on the show?
Yeah.
Awesome. You can swing over the camera to the studio audience. It's not that exciting of one tonight, but woo! Our huge studio audience. Gary Coleman's show is actually kind of a variety show. That's the man right there. He's going to come on and talk about that. But first, more music, because I told myself it's going to be less talk, more rock. Tonight, a big thanks again to Mark, who's going to be doing the studio art in the background. My wife, Princess, could not make it, so we do not have Rob Dogs Live as our sponsor tonight, but we do have a Rob Dogs commercial for you. Yay! Supporting businesses in Tucson that directly or indirectly support art and music. Our artist tonight, not for the shut up and ride little cigarette case there, but all the good art you're going to see, that's Ash, an amazing Bean Street Collective fan and friend, who also is an artist in her own right. And Bean Street, that's the folks we had on the Halloween show. This is the Dia de los Muertos show. Woo! On to the music. In the meantime, though, we'll look at some of Ash's art as our cameraman gets a chance to change that up. We're going to do a little transition here, try to make it a little less clunky. This is going to be an important video showing conversation suicide again. And I promise till the end of the show, the outro, that'll be the last time we mention conversation suicide. This is with a band called Big Demon out of Bisbee, doing a cover, tribute actually more, to John Spencer Blues Explosion. Conversation suicide, Big Demon's Harley, and our amazing drummers helping out mostly. That would be Beaux Domi on this track. And away we go. Sort of. Yes. All right. And that was, once again, Conversation Suicide with the boys from Big Demons. That would be... Oh, someone already switched this back? No, they didn't. Sorry, folks, we're still learning transitions. But yes, that was Harley from Big Demons, an awesome guitar player, bass player, songwriter. And the members of Conversation Suicide, myself, Beaux Domi, who filled in on drums for a while, doing Blues Explosion tribute song, as it were. But yes, we've got a guest here, as you can see, on the Artfest show. As promised, we've got Gary Coleman from the Gary Coleman Show.
All right. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me on your show, man. I really appreciate it. And you know, it's a joy that, you know, you asked me and right at the right time, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like having the right time, having the guests when you turned upside down.
Yeah, you're helping us out. You know, we invite a lot of folks on the show, and you know how it is. I mean,
Yeah.
eventually they will show up, but
And then
not
you get
all
the
of them.
ones that don't show.
Don't ever
you
show up.
know.
They want to do it. They seem sincere, but
Yeah.
it's just acts. I always tell them it's no big deal. It's a little TV show.
Right.
But,
it means a lot to you.
Well, you know, we want to get discovered like Wayne's World. Yeah, give us more monitor there, my good man.
Yeah.
Perfect. Again, this art in the background, that is Ash. Beautiful woman, excellent artist with photography, drawing, pen, ink, painting, multi-dimensional. I guess they call that mixed media still. And of course, we try to support art as well as entertainment and music. That's what
You are on the way up, G.
you know,
You're
we're trying.
on the
We're
way
trying.
up. I like that. See, the multi-talented of you having be able to do the video.
Yeah.
You do your computer work. Got your man in the background
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You're moving up.
Moving on up, hopefully to
Moving
the
on up.
east side.
And you know, that's how I started out too. You know, I only had me.
Right.
You know, and the staff in here. And I just kept growing and kept getting ideas, and more people I kept meeting out there in the community, more people that wanted to come on my show. I got to a point where now they had the big cutbacks and things like that. Now I got to schedule people a whole month apart, and then you got to make your schedule of all these things, and you know, it's a lot, but it's a long, slow process.
It is.
But it's still thankful that they can hold it down here. You know. here at
We
Access
should mention
Tucson.
Eric, who
Oh,
actually
man.
has rarely appeared on TV. One other time he said, but your show was one he remembered the most because he came in and just showed up and helped you out on the show.
Yeah.
Eric does a lot for this place, but for us Studio B people, he's the man.
Yeah,
you know?
he is, because without him, you know, a lot of the stuff in the background didn't get done.
Yeah.
So with Vicki and
Vicky's awesome.
Lisa, and you know.